Hello everybody and welcome to another tutorial in the camera and repair art. And this time I have a Summaron Leica. It's the M39, which has nice old lens, really extremely nice build. But and I mean the aperture is working fine, the focus is pretty good, but there is another issue, because there are oil on the aperture place. I mean, there are too much. So some of the oil is actually sit on the lens element, both on the front group and the back, the inside of the back lens group, and also on the inside of the front lens group. I mean the very inner lens element. So how can we actually fix that? Well, we need some tools. We simply need some tools. So the subject and zoom out a little. Well, we could get the need of, I mean, it could be very useful to have the lens rubber tool here from Japan, Hopper tool. Some cotton buds of different size. These are tiny, and this is just the normal size. We need a 1mm flathead screwdriver, and of course some lens tools. This is old compasses which I have bend and file and grind, so it can be used in working with lenses and cameras. Now a dentist tool with a spade in each end, different angle, is also very handy, and I think could be useful a tweezer with the nylon tip, so I do not scratch anything. Some tiny lens sucker will be very useful. These are from the company called Nordson, which is a set of 6, 7, 8 different size, and they're very good. And of course we need some cleaning. I will try different things. This is the extra lighter fluid, and it could be Zippo or Ronsanol or whatever, and some isopropyl alcohol 99%, or the Eclipse lens cleaning fluid, and of course some lens tissue, which could be the PEC-PAD, which I prefer, and I cut them in smaller sizes. I mean 4 times smaller than the actual size, so I can use them on small lens surface. Very good. Now let's see the oh, I forgot something. This is the eyelid. Maybe somebody know it, but it's a green, or could be red or whatever color, but it's very good for cleaning hairs and dust on sensors, but it's also very useful in working with lenses. So sometimes I do it, use it, and sometimes, yeah. So keep it in the protection when not in use. Now let's see what's happened inside this bloody lens, because there are really a lot of, what do you say, oil film or something. So let's zoom in a little. I do not have a very good macro on this camera, so this is the closest I can get. Now, if we set it to full open and put some light through it, you could see there are some, it's difficult to see, I know, but there are some oil film on it, especially when one look into a smaller, a magnifying glass, and inside there are some spots on the back lens. But let's see what we can do about it. And I think I will take the front group first, and to go into that we need a 1mm flathead screwdriver, because there is a tiny set screw here on the front which I only have to loosen. There's no need for unscrew it fully, so just that. And with these rubber cones, I think this one is too small, too big. This size, which is the number 2 here, is very good to unscrew it with, if it's possible. Okay, yeah, off it comes. Or not. Yeah, it will unscrew fully the name ring. So this is how it looks inside, and here's the tiny hole for the screw on the front here. So just to be safe that it will not disappear, I can just screw it in a little, and it has to be screwed in a lot to actually lock the front ring here. Now, to get it further into the lens, we need a lens tool here, or a compass or something like that. I think it's, as I remember, of course I have been taking a sneak peek inside, but this could be useful, but if it sits too tight, it could be, yeah, it's loose. So, and then I can just use my lens compass tool here to simply unscrew it. So where did it go here? So and this is a kind of a retaining ring that holds the lens in place. And then with a tweezer, take it out. You maybe can see there is a lot of oil in here. It's a bit shiny. And there is simply too much oil. I mean, there should be oil to lube the inner system, but not that much. So, and the next thing is that it's not enough, because I need to unscrew the next retaining ring that actually hold the lens in place. It will say the 2 notches here, those, and I'll try if I can just loosen it, and in that way pop the lens out of the place. And so sometimes it can sit pretty tight, so have a good grip on the tool. So you can see here the actual lens is coming out because it's sitting in this mounting place. I don't know what it actually called, but doesn't matter. I think you know what I mean. Okay, just need a better tool. And the rubber tools is actually pretty good for that. The thing is that there is a so we are actually into the aperture. You can see there is simply too much oil. So to get the lens out, which sits here, I can also see there are some fungus in here. You might see it, you might maybe not. I know it's difficult to see, but no, it's difficult to see. There are some. It's tiny, but the lens is also tiny. So to pop the lens out of its place, there is a kind of a plastic ring or so around here, which I need to get out, so take out. So therefore I need to pop the lens from behind in here, where there is a lot of oil on. I can wipe it away with a cotton bud. You see, there's a lot of dirt in here. So I think it will be better when it's done. So to pop the lens out, I will simply take a smaller cotton bud and press the lens out of its plastic mount here. It will follow after. Well, I hope so. So let's see. I will go. See, there it is. Pops out, and we have to know what direction the lens is actually facing. So I will simply take this out, and there is also a lot of oil on it. I mean, too much. And then it's possible to take out the lens element, which is actually two lens elements. And there is a smaller, tiny one here on the back, as you can see. Whoa, interesting. So out with that, and this is the very back of the front lens group. Wow, it's tiny. But you can see there is simply too much oil on this one, so it will not be good. So let's take a look on the actual lens elements. Wow, this is small. Oh, whoa. So there is so much oil on this, the very back of the lens, which is difficult to see things clearly. So that's actually the side that I need to clean. The other side here is a I think I will draw how it looks, but I need to put my lens on something more safe. so, and this one also. It actually looks pretty good to me. So I think it's the very back lens element that needs the actual cleaning. But of course I will do it as it should. I mean, it will say the full cleaning. So let's wipe some of the oil away. There's a lot of dirt. So I think it will be a good lens after this treatment. Yeah, that's fine. But of course it's not clean yet, so I will just use a little lighter fluid to wipe the rest of the oil film away. Just a tiny drop, and simply dig into here. So now it looks much better, but also this side here. And wipe away the rest. And then it looks actually okay. There's still something inside here. So therefore it's good to have cotton buds in different size. So that was it. And where do we have that? Yeah. I didn't expect that this the inner lens element was so tiny. But let's see what we can do about it. I will simply use a lens tissue and simply add a few drops of lighter fluid, and simply take up the lens and clean it. And here we go. It's absolutely clean, and that's really good. So maybe I can do the same with the other one. Well, it's a different shape. The back of the front lens group, which is 2 lens element. Oh, sorry, difficult to see. Need to zoom out a little. There are 2 lens element in one group. Maybe you can see it. I know it's difficult to see, but still. And maybe I should use do the other side instead. Oh, it's really, really tiny. Wow. So it doesn't really need that much cleaning. fluid because it's I mean, it's really tiny and it's just a thin oil film on it. But I will just do it again with a clean one. And simply do the other, I mean the front lens surface. Whoa, 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 small. So, that looks pretty okay. Now I think I will just put it back in again, but I could see there was something that need to be that need to be painted, because some of the black coat painting in the on the back of the front lens group needs to have tiny amount of black. So I use this Molotov, which is black ink, and simply with a fine tip, simply, could we have some there? So there, and it looks pretty good. Again, where did the cap goes? So this is a problem with some lenses where the black paint or ink or whatever it is, it needs to simply be repainted again. So I can simply put the back lens in here and put it in. And somebody would say, yeah, take care, you will damage the lens. No, it's not a problem for me. So that's with the first lens, and then I can simply put in the very front group to place. And for that I will simply use my lens sucker, because it will make it much easier, and then I will use a smaller one to simply put it in. Because that's safe, and so you can see. And where did this blower goes? So, wow, it looks pretty good. And then I can add the black ring, which I also need to clean from way too much oil. And simply use a small piece of lens tissue. So it is there, and it looks fine. And then put it back in again here, and it of course has to sit correct. So that was a tiny hair here, so there, and it's actually plastic. I thought it was some piece of paper or so, but it isn't. Okay, what to do, what to do, what to do. Okay, how to do this. Then one could do so, so here. And then we are almost there. And then the lens sits fine. And just to be sure how it sits correct. Yeah. Then I can simply screw in the very front here, the retaining ring that holds it in place, and then continue with the back lens group, lens element, or how many lenses there are, I don't know yet, but it looks pretty good. Nice and clear. Oh, this one will be fine. So, and then tighten it gently. No need to overdo it. But you see, there are plenty of oil in here. So I think I will close the aperture and simply by using a cotton bud and wipe some of the oil away, because I think there's too much oil. And you see it will come again because there are way too much. But not as much as oil as there was before I begin. Now I'll just go to the back of the lens groups, and I think I will take out the very back retaining ring. It will say the most inner here, and one notch there and one notch there. And so it doesn't sit that tight in this lens. Maybe it could be different in your lens. No one knows. So and off it comes. And now it looks like it's the same that happened again. There is a plastic ring or so that holds the lens in place, and not only the retaining ring. So I would guess I should take off the whole mount for the lens by taking off this part here on the very back. Okay. Well, maybe need another lens spinner with some. This is an adjustable one, which I also have filed and grind, so it works pretty good as a lens spinner or a screw spinner or whatever. It's very useful for many things with working with cameras and lenses, and then have a good grip. Now it's free. So there, and then it should be free in a moment, and off it comes. Off it comes. See, there is also a lot of dirt here, and the lens sits in a mount, so it will not be hurt at all, so it's fine. But there's simply too much oil on it. So again, I will just use some lighter fluid, and it will get the oil to evaporate quickly. Without any problem. Of course, if one need to go full into the aperture blades, well, it could be a interesting thing, but it's not the task for this lens. And maybe someone else could produce a video that tells how to do that. It could be interesting, I would guess. So I think it will be okay for now, because the amount of oil that's in this lens right now is really not much. So I will just let it be as it is now. extremely well built lens. So let's jump into the very back. There is also some oil film on the very back of the mount here. So I think I could just wipe it away. And then take out the lens element, pop it out, and see what we can do about it. Where did it go? Here. And simply gently press on it. And have a finger on the other side here. And hopefully so. Then it's free. But it's not out yet, so I need to press a little more. So. And you will see there are actually also two elements in here. So this is how it looks. And the very back lens. Wow. Amazing. Just amazing to see how they built those tiny lenses. And I think I will just use some Eclipse. Sometimes it's good and not as harmful to paint and something like that. So I would guess it will be fine. So let's have a lens tissue. For this. So, and where did the lens go? Here. Needs a little more. That's it. Fine. Really good. Yeah, there are some fungus in here. There really are, but is it possible to take it away with some lighter fluid, just a tiny drop? So. And only in the middle. And let's see how it will be. Wow, that helps a lot. So it's really much better. Much better. So that's really great to see how good this lens is. Interesting thing. What about this lens? Maybe there are some dust on the front. It's more in the It's more on the inside of the lens. So there should also be some lighter fluid inside there. I would guess another cotton bud, bigger. And I will just use the Eclipse for this. Simply just okay, it helps. It actually helps, yeah, that's fine. But of course, we also need to do the front. So I would just so. Wow. Maybe you should try this. It's really amazing. It's clear. So that's actually pretty good for this. I will just do something like that. So, and then I just need to clean this inner with some lighter fluid or Eclipse. So it was not the time for using isopropyl alcohol, but now and then I use it, depending on what's actually on the I mean, what kind of oil or grease or fingerprints or so that's on the parts in here. And also the very back in here. Wow, it looks good. It looks really good. But also I need to clean the back of the mount here, just to be sure it is completely fine. So, okay, there's something on the edge of the mount here, but now it looks really fine. So now I'm actually ready to put in the lens element again. Just get rid of the small hairs. So that's it, and then I can just jump in some lenses. So it's fine, and then the next comes in here. There are no small hairs and stuff. No, it looks fine. Put it in the mount. So. And here we are. And then it sits where it should, and it's much better. As you can see. So it has really helped a lot, this little cleaning thingy. And then I can just add the, where did my lens tissue go? Then I can just add my this black thingy. I don't know what it actually calls, but it's the one that holds the lens in place. And it prevents it from moving around. And that's it. So it's ready to put in. And then bend it a little. Okay. My rubber gloves do not need to be in there. So, and then press the piece of round plastic thingy. I think it's plastic. It looks like. Maybe I'm wrong. So, and here we are. And then it's ready to have the mount, which I also need to do some light cleaning from some oil. Then the retaining ring goes in, and so we're almost there. Find the thread and then screw it in. Where did my lens tools go? There. And here it is, ready to put into the lens, to the focus again, and then we are done. And I think the oil in here will not be a problem in long time. Of course I don't know, but it of course it looks like it could be a problem later, but who knows. This task was only about how to clean the lens elements. And I get some of the oil away in this to do so. Of course not everything, but maybe there will be another video about this lens, but not right now. simply have the time to do it. So, and we will just do the last go. So, and that's it. And then I can put the lens in, the front lens. So, and then use my rubber tool to screw it in. I mean, I can see somebody else has been into the lens, so so I don't know what they have done. So there, and then tighten it. So you see, it looks much better than it was. It's clean, and also the back lens group, which will looks clear and can be used as a camera lens. Not was it what it was before, just that. And then this, of course, it's smaller. I think I will use this one instead. And go there. So, and the last thing, the nameplate. Get the right thread and put it in. And of course it has to sit in line with the index mark here. So we know actually where the lock screw has to sit. And that's it. And now we have a clean lens. I mean, how great is that? That's pretty good, I think. So, oh, that's it. Hope you can use the info in this lens, in this video about the cleaning the lens element. Take care of the black paint when using lighter fluid, because it could wipe it away, but luckily it doesn't really happen here. So that's all for me. There will be more videos about other camera stuff. So bye bye.